So I think I was a little directionless out of college and I kind of followed the masses. And at least where I went to undergraduate, a lot of people were pulled into kind of the consulting world.
Yeah.
And so I was a little sheep and followed everybody else because that's what everyone was told to do. And I ended up at a company called Gartner. So I started out as an analyst for the IT side of the house. I was writing these big old reports for chief information officers for these big companies. And I didn't initially do anything on sustainability there. I was writing pretty neutral things about like, here's, the future of the digital economy.
Mm.
Cool. But I kept in the middle of all this remembering my passion for sustainability and kind of nudging along the edges just to kind of get a sense of where the business was at. I was like, hey, can we write one of these on sustainability?
Yeah.
No, we can't. Why not? Our customers don't care about it. Are you sure? You just went to that dinner with the oil guy. Do you think he cares about it? Kind of this back and forth over a while. But I had kind of been active enough about it that I got to this point 4 years into my career where I said, hey, you know what? Actually, after this apocryphal oil and gas dinner, I kind of need to make this more of my thing. So if I can't find a way to do this here, I'm going to go leave. Now, to their credit, they're like, hey, maybe, Charlie, you're just with the wrong set of clients. Let's put you to a new set of clients and you can see if they care about sustainability. So
Great.
they passed me over to the people who ran the supply chains of a lot of the world's largest companies. And there
Okay.
were some pockets of interest there. There was a person who was writing some sustainability research. There was an element of it, but it was still kind of very much in pockets.
Mm.
And then I kind of asked the question of like, well, I should back up. At that point, I was transitioned from being an analyst to being effectively an events manager, a glorified events manager, where I was in charge of like the agenda for what they'd all come and talk about.
Okay, so people are coming into like a Gartner event and you're coordinating the event, making sure it all goes smoothly.
Yeah, exactly. And determining like what are we going to talk about? What's on the agenda? And so the only thing that I was told by my boss was like, hey, figure out what these people should talk about. And that's when I had that moment of like, well, can I just give myself permission to make them talk about sustainability? And I did. And every single event I ever put on, I always made sure that sustainability was a part of the agenda. And I always made sure it was one of our clients who was really passionate about that topic, delivering that content to the rest of them.
Okay.
And
All right.
so I kind of pulled that for several years. Yeah.
Okay. So I love what you're saying here. You gave yourself permission. Is that really the case, or did you go and you pitched it internally, got some buy-in, and like did how did like can you dig in a little bit more?
Yeah, no, totally. So I think, there was already a little bit of an appetite with that group of clients and that group on the supply chain side. So, of course, I didn't just go rogue. If I'd gone rogue, I think I probably would have been a little bit in trouble.
Okay.
But I just cleared it with my boss, being like, hey, I really think this topic could be really powerful for the audience based on what I just heard from client X.
Right.
And then
Okay.
he's like, okay, yeah, based on what client X said, they want to talk about the circular economy. I think that's a great idea. Let's lean into that. And
Mm-hmm.
then you kind of get that flywheel going where they go to one meeting and it's on me to make sure that that is the best meeting that's ever happened at the company. Because once you have that, then the company's like, wait a second, Charlie just had the best event ever at this company. I don't know if it actually was, but he had a good one. And people said that this was a topic they enjoyed and want to do more of. Well, yeah, Charlie, keep doing more of this. Then you're giving us value. You're connecting us into something that the clients really want that we've never delivered them before in a material way.
Yeah.
And that was that wedge that I kept driving to grow and grow and grow the focus.
So what I'm hearing is you took what was really important to you and your background and your values, which is sustainability. You listened for customers who were also interested about the same thing, and then you used that as an opportunity to shape the work that you were doing, which was the events and the agenda for these supply chain executives.
Spot on. And I think that was the unique way that it was successful for me is I led with that customer lens. I didn't lead with the like, hey, we should do sustainability because Charlie wants to do sustainability.
Yeah.
I led with the, hey, no, we are missing a huge opportunity to make a lot of money by leaning into this area where our clients are demanding more of our focus and our content.
Interesting.
And it was like building from that business case that then started to open up doors beyond just the supply chain practice. Like I remember, and by the way, this is part of the fun is like and we'll talk, I think, probably more about this notion of sustainability as your personal brand. But as I was building my brand for sustainability within the supply chain part of the company, I started just absolutely reaching out to anyone and everyone in the other parts of the business. And I was probably super obnoxious about it, but I remember reaching out to the head of communications for the company, reporting like right up into the CEO. And I was just like, hey, we got this great sustainability story over here. We're getting CEOs of companies engaging us on this topic. Like, let's just do a video for the whole company. Let's play it at the company town hall. Let's put it on YouTube. What do you think? And to his credit, he's like, yeah, I mean, customers care about it. Employees care about it, and no one else is doing it other than you. So, yeah, tell us what you want to film.